What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Build Up. We are done with international break. We are back and we are firing. We're back to 2 games, maybe sometimes even 3 games a week of United. And after a terrible loss before the international break against Liverpool, United have bounced back with 2 wins of a 3+ goal margin, 3-0 against Southampton and 7-0 tonight against Barnsley in the Carabao Cup. So we all should be feeling great, right? We're all feeling good and positive, and we're back. We are so back. But yeah, we're all back. How was everyone's international? Actually, before we do that, we have a new face on the pod. Another valued member of Stretford Trends making his big boy debut. So here, boo straight off is crazy.
I want to be face man. The only space for one face man here, bro. And it's the guy from New York. I'm not having a guy from Northampton call himself a face man. I'm not having.
Can I introduce the guest? Can I introduce the guest, Abu, please? Zohair, how are we, bro?
Come on, man. You know what they say. 10 Hag's red and white army. We're winning the league. 7-0 against Barcelona. Who else can say that?
Well, that's certainly one way to start off the pod. But how was everyone else's international break? You know, good. Enjoyed the break. Enjoying the time off. Son, did you do any hiking?
Yeah, did some the other day after the Southampton game. Went up like evening time. Got down like 10, 11, 5 hours hike. Got down in the dark with no path, just climbing down rocks and going through random. Took like 2 hours to get down.
Bro, how big are your calves?
They're not that big. I just started hiking recently.
No, hey, that's not a pause. But like this guy hikes so much, like.
Hopefully they grow in it. I've started doing leg day now, so let's see.
Like dog, like you walking 5-6 hours every uphill as well, fam. That's crazy.
Well, I just not got the calf genes in it, so.
You ain't got the Grealish genes, huh?
Yeah.
Need them.
Abu, what about you, bro? How are you?
I don't know, man. England played well. That's it. Other than that, it was a bit boring. I can't lie. I just wanted United to come back, and then as soon as they came back, it's been good. It's been good.
You weren't feeling the Barclays men comp.
Oh no, I love the Barclays men comp. Like honestly, seeing like Wigan Athletic, Hugo Rodallega, Sean Maloney on my Twitter page, and seeing love for Michu and Yakubu, it reminded me back to my childhood. Before Zohair calls me old, like yeah, that was.
You could see it. You saw it loading, huh?
He was. Yeah, I seen it, bro. I seen him load the clip. Yeah, like I'm trying to put a silencer on that. Like, nah, bro. Let's none of that. Okay, it was good. But to be fair, since then there's been a few screamers.
No, for real.
That John Duran.
Duran's crazy, bro. What a player. He had a goal disallowed today, but like there's something about like the aesthetics, like the way he strikes the ball is just so satisfying.
Does his play remind you of Isak a bit? Like,
yeah, just silky.
Because it's fast, just hits it.
Respect Isak though.
I think he's better.
Isak is.
What?
Isak is. Wait, you think Duran's better than Isak?
I'm not saying like ball striking wise.
That's horrendous. That's a crazy shout. That's an insane shout.
I'm just saying, ball striking wise, we've got like a little competition there.
Yeah, there's more to the game than ball striking, though. Come on.
Ball striking is king.
Anyways, crazy start to the pod, but you can tell we haven't done this in a while because we're getting just all the takes off our chest. But we are a Manchester United pod, and we are going to talk about Manchester United. We had a couple good games. We just were recording on Tuesday night, right after the Barnsley game, and it was just nice to have one of those, man. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I was just like chilling, relaxing. Rashford's megging people and putting it top bins. Garnacho scoring a brace. Ericsson's getting in on the fun. Like everyone, it was just an everybody eat sesh, and we haven't had one of those in. I mean, the last time we won a game that by that margin was what, the Southampton 9-0, like
Yeah.
way back in the day. We haven't won a game by over 4 goals under Ten Hag. That was the first time. So yeah, it was just really, it was far overdue, and it was good timing, and it was great to see Rashford get that confidence back. I think from the very first like moment of the game, you could tell he was just on it, ready to attack the players as we've been wanting him to. Takes his first goal so well, and the second one as well. But yeah, it was just great vibes. What was your guys' kind of like main takeaway
I
from
think
today?
Barnsley came to Old Trafford thinking they're literally Barcelona just because of the first 3 letters of the scoreline. They literally came up here. They've got like 2 at the back trying to attack us, and we just go straight at them. And there's like 3-4 defenders, and you know what it looks like? It looked like it was a training session, yeah, 11v11, and they're just giving us free final third opportunities to just practice our finishing. That's what it looked like for me. Apart from that, Rashford, yeah, confidence. Garnacho, confidence. It was more of a confidence game rather than say like tactic change. More fitness for some players. Just nice to see.
Yeah, it was a great game. It was easy. Like at first, just talked about some tactically. Like I was a bit confused why he put Ugarte and Casemiro. I thought it was a bit of an overkill. But then the way Ericsson was just floating about reminded me of his Tottenham days. Honestly, God, he was literally picking at everyone. I think Rashford played the 9 well. We gotta take into account that it is League One opposition, but you know there were times where he dropped in. I remember for Garnacho second, he dropped in, laid the ball off to Ericsson. Garnacho attacked the space, and then boom, 4-0. Yeah, he played really well. I think everyone played really well. It's just nice to have one of those games where we just batter the opposition. We don't have to wait around for an awkward 2 or 3-0. You know, everybody eats, but Zirkzee, everybody eats, and yeah, it was nice. Even Anthony scored. Like, bro, I know it was a pen, but he won.
Well,
like,
what were you guys quickly? What were you guys thinking when he took that pen? I think everyone was expecting Rashford to take it.
That run-up was funky.
No, like it was
because the keeper didn't move. He tried to do the stutter thing where the keeper moves, but then
it was a good pen though.
It was a good pen.
Yeah.
It was a good pen, but
I mean, it was nice to see Rashford get some confidence. Like, honestly, God, like every time he scores, it's just different for me, bro. Like he's just like he's an academy product. I just want him to like you know how he feels with it. It's like it just hits different. Like it's just so good to see him come back into form, like a bit of form. You know, hopefully he carries on against Palace, and it's not just like a 2-day thing. And this is the thing, though. Even Anthony played it all right, but he still couldn't dribble past a League One left back half the time. The way he dribbles reminds me of when Zohair is live on TikTok with girls. It just doesn't make sense. It's horrible. Like, just stop it. Like, it's just awkward to watch. It's just like, why are you doing this? It's just like, it's horrible to view. But yeah, other than that.
So hey, is this true? Can you answer to them claims? Can you?
I've never been live on TikTok, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Zohair.
Interesting.
What did you all think of Collier as left back?
I thought he was. I generally didn't notice him throughout the entire game. I don't know if that's bad to say. Like he was just like he didn't really have much to do defensively because we conceded no shots, and he's got stamina. That boy's got stamina. I give him that. Even when inverting, he wasn't really that involved. It was more Ugarte and Casemiro, so I thought it was alright. But just touching on Ugarte, I liked him in possession, but then out of possession, he's too rash. Maybe Ten Hag's right in that he's not ready because he got lucky to not get a yellow. He was chopping. Pause. He was chopping down everyone. Pause. Too many fouls.
What did you make of Ugarte's debut, Zohair?
I think it was decent,
first start.
But like Abu said, he's a bit rash in it. Like I think there was a point where like 3 challenges in a row were 3 fouls, and it was looking a bit, how are you not booked yet type of thing. But hopefully he starts to polish up a little bit more once he gets a bit more rhythm with the players and his teammates. But yeah, it was a good debut, but obviously I think the crowd liked him. Is one thing I'd like to say, because they gave him a good not standing ovation. They gave him a good applause when he was getting subbed off, and you can see he was fuming when that foul got given against him, and he got blood on his face and stuff. Like I don't know why I found that funny. He got hit in the foot, and his face was bleeding.
His knee was, but he was like, I didn't even know. The challenge didn't look that bad. I mean, he got stepped. I thought it was like he got stomped on, but then it cut to him and he was like
Bleeding
Randy
everywhere.
Savage in there,
Yeah,
like just bleeding everywhere. But I think with him, like when you already are that aggressive, like innately, and then you don't have the match sharpness and you're already kind of like a step slow to things, you're kind of gonna look like a little bit of a fish out of water. So it is a bit concerning, but I think he's only had a few sessions and then he went to Uruguay, obviously, and then he came back and just popped back into the team. So hopefully, this week he gets more kind of acclimated to things and yeah, just kind of gets that sharpness back and we see him, winning those duels instead of being like that half a second late.
So
But yeah, any other kind of standout performances from that game that you wanted to talk about?
before we go to that, I just want to ask Zahir, what did you think of the attacking patterns? Did you think that we saw anything different, or how do you think we exploited them? Because
I don't think it was anything different than what we've been seeing, to be honest. In terms of the attacking patterns, it was good. It was again 2v2s, trying to create 2v2s and then make them 1v1s with an underlap or overlap. So it was pretty much what we've been seeing all season, or in previous seasons anyways. So it wasn't much different. But in terms of the way it performed, it was a bit better. But I don't know if that's just because of the quality we're playing against.
it's because Barnsley just pushed everyone up.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you guys notice that Casemiro's trying to run that same play every time now? The pass that he put into Dalot at Southampton, the one on the ball. Now him and Dalot are trying to run that play every time. Like every time he picks up the ball. He tried it like 5 times today. And to be fair, like it almost came off like every time. But you could tell Casemiro like he peeped something that worked and now he's just like, I'm just gonna go back to the well every time.
Listen, if you watch WWE, John Cena only had 5 moves, but those 5 moves worked every time. Casemiro, I trust you. I believe in you. As long as you don't start every game. Because in today's game against Barnsley, what intrigued me in the first half was that Casemiro was normally the one dropping deeper, and the guy was the only one pushing up, which I thought it would be the opposite way around. Because Casemiro, I'll be honest, going forward offensively, he's a threat. So I thought that was a bit interesting to see. It meant that we saw more of a Ugarte's ball carrying and his dribbling out of pressure, which is really good. But as you can tell, like he's not really much fit. His passes weren't the best, and there are a few times where as Zoe said, like his tackling was just a bit. It's too late, like so many times. Like it came to a point where I was like, bro, like, what's bro doing? Like, bro, relax. Like, it's Barnsley, it's League One, and by the way, this passing at the back, pushing up your fullbacks high, should only be reserved for top 10 Premier League teams and above. I've had enough of this woke nonsense where League One teams are rocking up to Old Trafford with Garnacho, Rashford, and Eriksen supplying them, thinking they can do that and get away with it. I blame Tottenham for that for when they lost 4-1 and he had 9 men and everyone was gassing him up. Like I blame him because honestly, God, this is nonsense, and I'm not having why? It's just stupid. It doesn't make sense. It generally doesn't make sense.
Roy Keane had something to say to Mike Williamson about MK Dons.
Yeah, literally like that. And the MK Dons guy replied but forget about the MK Dons guy. I'm in favor of Roy Keane. What Roy Keane says is facts, honestly. But
on the standout performers, I thought Eriksen. Like, if you can just talk about him a bit. How much do we need a player like Eriksen? Obviously, off the ball, we need someone more younger, more to be able to cover more ground. But on the ball, I think on the ball, he might be the best midfielder in our team. Like, I don't know, I just see it that way. The passes that he does,
is permanent, man.
The way he just keeps the play ticking as well. He doesn't even need his physicality. Just little touches. He's just amazing to watch, man.
I think it's an indictment on United's transfer that we knew at the end of his first season that we should phase him out and get a new midfielder in to replace him. And it's 2 years afterwards, and we're still relying on him in back-to-back games in the Premier League and against Barnsley in the League Cup. I think what he should be just putting bubble wrap and just playing for the cup games and play him to come on the 60th minute, 70th minute for games instead of just starting him. And I'm unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to rely on him quite a lot for this coming season because like for one-off games like today and against Southampton, he played very well. But we know he's a traffic cone out of possession. Like anyone could drive around him. But no, he was like today was like a ball sesh. Like he was just killing it.
To be fair, I think I want to see a Premier League game with Eriksen at 10, then Ugarte and Casemiro behind him. Like just two ball winners, like proper energetic. Well, Casemiro's not really got the legs that much anymore.
I feel like that could work with Menu, Casemiro, Menu, Ugarte, and Eriksen as well, because you get the ball carrier in Menu, and then you get obviously a final third in Eriksen, and then you get the defensive side in Ugarte or Casemiro. I feel like with Menu there, it could work as well. You don't need both Ugarte and Casemiro. I think Ugarte, his defending is good higher up the pitch, because when he played for Sporting, he used to counter press really quickly, like in the final third and in the middle third. So if we sort of have an Ugarte, Menu, Eriksen midfield, I see that working as well. Obviously Bruno as well. I just think obviously Casemiro's been all right, but I still don't think he should start about going into the season. I still think once Ugarte gets his fitness in, I want to see him more.
Yeah, 100%. I think Eriksen is a good sort of segue into the Southampton game. A lot of people were talking about him after that game, sort of the impact he made, like what Hassan was speaking about, sort of his ability to keep the play ticking, and also be that secondary creator, make those incisive passes as well. But it didn't start off very well for United in that game. It was on at 7:30 my time. I'd had a bit of a night out the night before. The alarm came pretty quickly, and I woke up, opened up my computer, put on the game. In the first 10-15 minutes, I was just like, what the hell is going on? We're being absolutely dominated. I think I texted Hassan, like, F this, I'm going back to bed. Yeah, I'm going back to bed. And then a couple minutes later, we scored our first, and he was like, wake up. And I was like, bro, like, I never turned it off. Like, this club, man, this club is just, it just makes me so mad how we can.
It's a drug, man. This club's a drug.
No, it's like, I shut my computer down for like maybe like 10 seconds, and I was like, put it back up.
I think yeah. I think Zohair sort of put the thread out on it as well, on what we changed, and I didn't get time to analyze it like that myself. I just went over through more general points, but yeah, Zohair, if you want to
take us through, because that first 30 minutes was quite poor.
Yeah, no, it was not pretty to watch. It was not good to watch. We were getting dominated by newly promoted Southampton that hadn't won a game all season. And it was looking like they were going to get their first against us, which was not good until that penalty save, which shifted the whole momentum. So as much as we want to talk about it tactically, I think genuinely just a momentum shift in play helped a lot, because it deflated the Southampton fans. The crowd went flat. The Southampton players, they kind of got deflated as well. But in terms of the way we pressed differently in the second half, which was leading to them not even having a shot. We pressed. You've seen us this season. We've pressed with Bruno and Zirkzee like parallel to each other. But in the start of that half, in the start of the first half, it was like Bruno was a little bit behind Zirkzee, so it was almost a 4-2-3-1, and it wasn't working at all. So we went back to basics, back to what we've been doing the whole preseason, and it paid off. I don't know why he changed it in the first place. I don't know if he got PTSD from the Southampton from the Liverpool game, where we just got ripped. That he just wants to be a bit more careful, but I don't know why.
Those first 30 minutes, I swear to God, I wanted to rip his bald head off his body. Like I wanted to slap it. Like genuinely, like obviously, Onana saving the penalty was a big momentum shift. Like Southampton didn't know how to recover. The boy wonder Rashford scores that goal at so nowhere. And second half, like Zohair said, like the tactical changes, we just bullied them afterwards. But it was like the first 30 minutes, Leslie, I don't know how you say his last name, sorry. Leslie Ugochukwu, he was dragging Kobbie Mainoo around like he was Khabib dragging Conor McGregor around in the UFC, bro. Like, honest to God, like, he was just dragging him around. And I swear to God, the way Mainoo is being used here, he should file for gross misconduct and unfair use under some labour laws. There must be a lawyer in here somewhere who can put that clause in, because the way he's been used this season, I hate it. I generally I generally hate the way he's been used this season. And in the first half, it was shown like he was getting dragged out of position. He's one of the most tools, I think, in midfield for us, but that's not a good sign. Like, and I feel like he's being used like horribly. But in the second half, he was used much better because obviously we're dominating and we're pushing up a bit more, and we controlled the game out of possession as well as in possession, which I think has been a major issue in the Ten Hag. So it was nice to see that. It was nice to see that. But for me, I can't get those 30 minutes out of my head because it was just like, how can we like if they score that penalty? Like, come on, like, do you think we're coming back?
It's peak. It's peak.
It's peak. Like, it's a different conversation we're having today. Yeah. Like, I can't like maybe him saving that penalty is like that Garnacho scoring against Arsenal moment last season where he changes our season. You know, like maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, it was a good win. I got Rashford scoring. I love that. Garnacho coming off the bench against tired legs. I love that. And Ahmad coming on and. Oh, bro, I love him. Like, he's changed my life. Changed my life. I love that so much. He's changed my life.
I think that was the only one of the only games where I've seen Manu actually struggle, because every time he got the ball, how do you say the quote? Any Southampton player would like proper get tight to him straight away. I think it was sort of like a instruction. Like every time Manu gets the ball, he'll always have a man on him. He'll come from anywhere. Like all throughout that game, every time he got the ball, he had to shield it, and he did quite well. Obviously, at the start, he sort of adjusted to it, and then going out throughout the game, he was more comfortable. But I think it goes back to obviously it's the midfield, isn't it? Like, if people around you aren't moving into the right positions, then the one in midfield, I think Zohair can sort of like explain this more as well. The one in midfield is going to struggle if the fullback or the other midfielder aren't moving into the pivot with him. It's sort of,
It depends how the other team's set up, really, and the way Southampton was set up. If I can't really remember correctly, but where they press it, I don't even know if any of you guys can confirm. But if they were pressing in a 4-4-2 as well, it's difficult because the one just gets double teamed.
Yeah.
And if he's on his own, and especially if with Eriksen next to you, he's a high volume passer, which is all right, but Maine's going to struggle.
Yeah, but it goes back to needing that movement, doesn't it? Like, if Ugarte and Manu can make that relationship going forward, then we might be in good hands. It's just all about not getting overloaded in the middle.
Yeah, I think a lot of times too, this is really true in like all sports, but oftentimes like your first year when a player breaks onto the scene, you can come into games and like surprise people, and like coaches and players don't really know what your tendencies are, yada yada. But then the second year, when a player is established, as Kobe has established himself, he's now a part of the game plan going into every game. Sometimes probably the main piece that coaches and managers are game planning for, like saying, if we stop him, we stop United. And it's really true, because there's so many. I tweeted this out. The amount of hospital passes that we give Kobe every game is crazy. It's just like there's like, oh, I see Kobe, like he might be surrounded by 3 players, but I don't have another option, so I'm going to give it to him and just hope he's special. And a lot of times he is special, and he wiggles out of the craziest situations. He's one of the best players in tight spaces I've ever seen at United, but it just can't happen every game, because he's going to get hurt, or he's going to get fouled, or he's going to get tired, or it's just like, that can't be just our get out of jail free card every time. There has to be more of a rhyme and a reason to our build up play and our attacking play and our just in possession play in general. And I think a lot of it is just Kobe and pray, Lissandro and pray, but I think we've talked about this ad nauseum with our build up, how random it is at times, and how we're asking guys to just basically be special, and they don't have a concrete idea every time they pick up the ball. Okay, this is where my next pass is going to be. This is where my next player is going to be. It's just kind of off the cuff, which I think leads to trouble.
It goes back to the rotations that H talked about when he came on as well. Right? When he talks about the amount of rotations that we do in build up. I mean, if the players aren't comfortable, or obviously go back to what Ten Hag's saying about angles and needing a left footer as well, then there's that. because they can't play on the outside. They always, most likely, a right footer would play into the central area of the pitch. He wouldn't play down his left because obviously you'd have to. If you would, then you'd have to shift the ball, so that's an extra few seconds wasted there. So yeah, it goes back to that, down to that as well. And if we are having just one in midfield or just two in midfield, then it sort of makes it even more difficult without having the right, like left foot, left back, or obviously a left centre mid with a left foot. I think so. Here can sort of, I don't know if you've been analysing the build up the last few games, but do you notice like has changed, or do you notice like if do you think he'll get better, or do you think we have to change something? Or
in terms of build-up patterns, I'm not too sure. That's not something I haven't even looked into yet, to be honest with you. But in terms of build-up shape, it's always been the same as it's been. This time we're just using a 2-4, which at times we did use last season. I think Copenhagen away is a standout one. Obviously, we changed up for that game and we were amazing. But that's something that we've integrated into the system this season. But hopefully, we see a bit more patterns, because I don't think I'm a fan of with these bunch of players anyways. Certain people like Casemiro is one of them. I don't know about Ugarte, but I don't think he'll be good enough as a situational build-up player. So they have to think for themselves, to problem solve themselves. I don't know if they'll be good enough at it, which is a bit of a scary thing since we're 6 games into the season.
To be fair, I don't mind Kobe being said because it leads to like one sick highlight every game. Like I guess Southampton deflicked over player's head, and I just put that everywhere. I was like, this is my CM. But yeah, it just seems to be like just give it to Kobe, and inshallah he'll get out of it. And it's just like, bro, that's not sustainable. Like with Maguire today, there was an instance when Maguire chested it down to him, and he had 2 players on him, and he just dropped the shoulder and he just drove. So that gives me like a little bit of hope that he's, he is a ball carry first midfielder, and it gives me a bit of hope that he can get out of pressure. But again, it's a bit like instead of having a structured build-up play, we can't just relying on these players to just get it to the final third and just then some patterns can emerge. But I don't know. It's like with Luke Shaw coming back. Do you guys think that he's gonna make Luke Shaw invert like he did last season, but more so, or overlap like he did in that 22-23 season?
I think he'll still. I think he'll still stay as a left centre back in build up, but going forward, I think we'll have much more variety, because going forward, Mazraoui sometimes fills in on the right as well in build up, and then when he goes forward, he overlaps with Ahmad or he underlaps with Ahmad. I feel like obviously this season, I think Luke Shaw's going to do similar. I feel like he'll just swap on each side, because we do need him at left centre back, like in build up. I feel like when we build up in the back three, it's much better. Especially what I want to see this season is I want to see our fullbacks actually supporting the build up. Like against the Liverpool game, they're just bombing forward straight away. Like I think just having more players in the midfield just fixes a lot of problems. I don't see. Do you agree with that? Or?
No, for sure. What did you say? Wait, who did you?
ZCK, not ZK. Stay there, you're new on this part, okay?
My bad.
There's a hierarchy we got here. No, I'm playing.
Exactly.
No, but I think we for sure 100% agree. Just both in possession and out of possession, right? Because if we do give the ball away, then you just have more bodies in the middle of the pitch to help nullify transitions as well. But so many of the good moments that we had against Southampton came from an overlapping fullback. I just think that part of the game is just being like with so much of like this inverted fullback sort of thing, which is super helpful in some situations. But like those plays where Mazraoui overlaps Ahmad, Ahmad is so dangerous going inside that you have to respect that as a defense, and then it just opens up that overlap for Mazraoui. That one play, I don't know why he tried to sneak it near post. That pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. He should have just played it across, but he thought he was trying to be slick, but it just didn't come off. But like those sort of moments are just like we can just create those over and over and over again, especially once we get Shaw back and we have that sort of dynamic. Obviously, Dalot can overlap as well. Mazraoui can, and then we have the Shaw Rashford dynamic, which is cash money. We know. So I think once Shaw comes back, I know everyone's like, I just can't just be one player that comes back, but I do think Shaw is the one player that's like actually changes so much for us. So I'm
It makes
definitely
a difference.
hopefully he comes back. Yeah.
If it sure makes it, having a left-footed left back makes a difference, believe it or not. And obviously, we still got Malacia to come as well.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about Malacia.
I don't know who that is.
Apparently,
the
he's
guy
making
who
good
cost us,
progress, you know.
the guy who cost us against
Yeah.
Sevilla 2 years ago. That guy. Yeah, I remember. Him.
Oh, see, that's so unfair. That's so disingenuous, bro.
Listen,
He's-
I ruined our season. I'm not having any extra books to maybe. That I still remember it, man.
It
that,
did. But he also pocketed Salah at OT. So.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing with Shaw is that we saw his quality in literally the Euros final. Like the guy came out knowing he dropped a blast.
Yeah,
Like,
literally England's best
the guy
player,
is just like he's different gravy. But I think with me, I think the way he was used last season as a left centre back, it did help with the build up, but it did isolate Rashford a bit more. And I'd rather get that 22, 23 kind of situation where Shaw was constantly overlapping him, giving him that, and they have a great relationship and giving him that option on the outside or the inside. And it gives Rashford space and it just suits. And I think with Zirkzee's box movement, which has, I think, surprised everyone, it's been like a great surprise for me, especially to see how good his box movement has been. I feel like it'd be really good for him to have someone like Shaw delivering those balls into the box. As we know, like he's improved so much as a crosser. He's very good. And even with Malacia coming back, like we know he isn't the best offensively, but still, like he provides an option. And just like Zohar said, just basics having a left footer bombing on gives option to your left winger to cut in. Like we saw Rashford cutting in against Southampton. Sorry, I keep on mentioning Rashford. I'm glazing him, but I don't care. I'm gonna glaze him. That's my guy.
Yeah, we have to, bro. We've been waiting. We've been starving, bro. We've been starving.
Listen, I'm wearing this kit because he's gonna be the next England squad. Lee Carsey's gonna call him up, and he's gonna take over the left wing spot.
Yeah,
Better because that Anthony Gordon guy's not doing nothing. But
it's a good segue though, Abu, because Zirkzee is where I wanted to go next. Because he was special on Saturday. Obviously he leaves some meat on the bone there with that last sitter, and the first one is like he should have done better, but the last one is really the one that you got to be bearing that. You just have to be.
This nonchalant gimmick has to stop, bro.
Yeah, you just put it in the back of the net, bro. Just put it in the back of the net.
Put the ball in the net, bro.
Yeah. But his game, aside from those two moments, I thought was absolutely incredible. Like there's a certain way in which he, like, I talked about Duran's ball striking. He almost has ball striking like gene, like as a passer, if that makes sense. Like the way he fizzes some of his passes in is like, it's just so fire. Like the one that he turned in the first half and played it into Ahmad, I think the way he hit the ball was just like, it was perfectly weighted, created so many opportunities. Him and Rashford look to be linking up and finding that chemistry. And then once that gets unlocked, it might be a confident Rashford with Zirkzee. That's scary. But I really liked Zirkzee's game, and then I guess we can just kind of segue that into the whole kind of front three. I just really like that front three dynamic. Whoever wants to speak on it.
I'm actually really excited to see Højlund get involved in that as well, because we're forgetting we've got him to come back from injury. I want to see them two play together, because I want to see what happens if them two play together.
Listen, that Højlund and Zirkzee 2-man step, it's gonna be like bro, that 2-man step would be like Zoe on TikTok, bro, with the girls, bro. Like it's just cash money every time, and cash money every time. But that
I'm sick of this.
Check out this guy's TikTok live. He's a menace. But now, I think the one thing I really liked was with Zirkzee was that, and like everyone said after his first game, like he's gonna take time to acclimatize. He's still off the pace a little bit. It's still in the Italian league pace. But then I think those goals and international break gave him a lot of confidence. Like he's come back to Southampton and he was making people on the halfway line. Like his 2-man step at Rashford was insane. Like just his overall play was good and his box movement was insanely good. It's just that he needs more conviction in his ball striking. The second chance he had, in which I think Howard Bellis blocked off the line, it's kind of like, it was going in, but bro, if you just smash it with the same way Garnacho hit it, it's a goal. Like they can't stop it. And the first one, I think, where Ericsson passed it to him and he slid in and he just didn't get enough of his boot on it, I think that was a bit unlucky in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. Like he's coming on leaps and bounds, and I'm really excited about our attacking squad depth. Like everyone's bagging, bro. Like everyone's scoring. It's a 3-4.
It's a good thing to see. Obviously,
Yeah.
now I'm thinking about it. Everyone actually has eaten this season, apart from Hoyland, since he's
It's a buffet,
injured.
man.
Yeah, and
Everyone's
Hoyland,
actually
like that first Arsenal preseason game, he looked like he was ready to take over. So I'm super
don't
excited
think-
to see what he can do when he comes back.
I think
We haven't seen him
when he
start the
comes
season
back-
for us yet.
Yeah, well, I think when he comes back, then we've got like a real sort of options on our hands. Not even in like the front three, but we can field a 4-4-2. You know, if we sort of like, I don't know how the midfield dynamics is the two in the middle will work, but if you can have Ahmad, Rashford, Zirkzee, and Hoyland, we've got really good balance there. If we can sort of balance the centre mids, Ahmad's a creator, and obviously, like I'd say all round right winger at this point anyway. Rashford, direct, mostly all round. Zirkzee, he can drop, and Hoyland can drop as well. Hoyland can play off Zirkzee, and you've got Hoyland and Rashford, and they can like literally both play off him. And you've got Ahmad, who could sort of drop deep as well. He moves as a creator, so it's something I want to see. Like against, I don't know what game, but if he can feel the front two of Zirkzee and Hoyland with Ahmad and Rashford, that would be like something nice to see, because I feel like it does bring a lot of balance, and it's something we need back in football as well. A 4-4-2 with two strikers.
He's had enough of woke
100%.
nonsense. Get
4
two
4
big men up top.
back into.
Four fat.
That's
Get
it,
two
bring
men
it
up
back.
front. Lump it up to the big man. But nah, I feel like with the way Hoyland was towards the end of last season, we started playing more towards his strengths. Like he was going off into the channels, facing up defenders instead of just backing into them and twerking into them like he was carnival. Like he was actually facing them up on day one.
Brock Lesnar.
Like honestly, I like, bro, like what was he doing, bro? And yeah, and I feel like the way Zirkzee can play off that, go to just towards left hand side, him and Rashford can interchange. I feel like it can work out. But it's just the two midfield. I don't feel like we have the two midfield. I don't think we have the two midfield to play a 4-4-2 per se. I feel like, especially with just Ten Hag, like suicidal midfield system.
Would you not think Menu and Mount would work if we try that?
I was more thinking Ericsson and Ugarte. Let Ericsson be the high volume passer, because you can still, with a 4-4-2, you can still field a 3-1 in build up or whatever Ten Hag wants
Yeah,
to
you can
do.
have the fullbacks
You can
high
still
as well.
field a
support.
3-1.
Would you have that? Would you have one of the fullbacks inverting and the other fullback high, or would you?
I was thinking more one of the double pivots. So let's say Ericsson drops into the back three like he did in his first season, and then Ugarte stays as a pivot. There's so many different dynamics to it, though. Like you just need the right balance between the pivot that you're getting.
I think it would have to be in a game where we know we're going to dominate
Barnsley.
possession.
Oh,
And
100%.
just like because like that midfield too against any sort of
Don't do that.
attacking
Arsenal,
threat or ball
you wanna
carrier,
build that?
like any sort of ball. Imagine like Mateus Cunha like carrying the ball against those two. Like it's peak.
Wow.
But we haven't like we're talking about the attacking dynamics. Alejandro Garnacho is eating like he's eating great. If we're talking about eating, like he has I think on 7 goals and assists already. And he's left 2 or 3 on the table with that goal in the first game that he just somehow missed, and then obviously the one again at Brighton where Zirkzee got in the way, and a few other, and then he missed a gilt-edged chance today as well. So he could be on 10 goals and assists throughout the first 4 games.
I only have one complaint. He's only just one. His brother needs to stay off Twitter. Man.
Look, the point is, all throughout United's history, we've not just had a strong 11. We've had a strong squad, and there's been players that have hardly ever started. Like they've not been regular starters, but they've come off the bench and they've turned out as legends. Like obviously Solskjaer is a striker, but there's so many others as well. Like obviously he's young as well. So, and I don't think he brings us the hold of the ball creative dynamic that Ahmad brings us, even though his passing is good. Because I think Ahmad's had more time in the English game. Like he's played in the lower leagues and he knows how to protect the ball a bit better, and play against defenders. But I think Garnacho's doing what he should be doing at this point. I don't think it's a problem that he's not starting every game, and I don't think he should at this point as well. I just think whatever he's doing right now, just carry on with it, because if it's not broken, then don't try fixing it.
I think for me, it's just like he does well coming on against tired legs, and I don't think he'd be as effective starting as he would coming off the bench. He'd still be good like starting, as we showed today. Like he had good performance, but I just feel like there's no need to change it, and we overplayed him so much last season. And he went. I think he went off to Copa America. I'm not sure how many minutes he played, but he's still summer away, still training, and still playing in a tournament.
I think there was a stat like, I don't know if it was last season or something. He started like 30 something games in a row, something like that.
It was like 37 or something insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Bro, in lawyer terms, I told you gross mismanagement of a player. What's going on, man?
No, it's crazy.
Honestly, but that's why I'm not mad at him for coming off the bench. Like it's good for him. You can tell he's hungry to start. You can tell he wants to start. You can tell he deserves. He feels he should start, and that's good. Like you should have like a dynamic like that within your squad, as long as he doesn't get toxic. He's giving them both like Rashford and him minutes. He's putting Rashford out right. He's giving Garnacho enough minutes, and he's eating. So like, let's just carry this on. What do you think, Zoe?
Is anyone missing the players that we sold?
Yeah, no, I think you're bang on.
Is anyone missing the players that we sold?
Do you wanna name names, mate? You wanna name names?
Talking about someone specific.
You can name it.
I think there's a lot of people that are saying our attack's crap, and obviously how are we going to score goals this season? There's that 2 games, obviously Barnsley, but these last 2 games scored, is it like 9 goals or something?
10 goals.
And 10.
Yeah.
And our XG is like obviously stats in it, but it's.
No one's worried, bro. You take that 4 points.
I think the only
roast,
worry,
bro. No one's worried.
I think the only worry, see how Ugarte does, but McTominay, I feel like he does bring us a lot in games where we can't.
One last paint crash, McTom. One last one.
Bro, just get at the paint, bro. Just get at the paint. And I think we'd miss McTominay just for the fact that he's homegrown leader. Didn't mind playing those minutes.
Our squad has evolved. Like he's an amazing servant for the club.
Yeah.
Like he's great time here. I'm glad that he left on a good note. And like I think that should just be like you're a squad and it just like evolves past the need for players sometimes, and it's just like
players,
mutual. And he went to a good club. He went to Napoli. Like he'll probably do well in Italy. I hope he does well, and I think it was like win-win for both parties, to be honest.
On players, I've got a question. When Shaw gets back fit, the word is, who would you start at right back? I'd start Mazraoui. I think I just love the way he plays.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'd still keep Mazraoui at right back.
Prize in the bag, bro. Prize in the bag.
Nah, there's no way, bro. There's no way. He's an unbelievable footballer, bro.
Look,
but
he
Dalot
overlaps
just
so well. Zoe, go on.
Stop smiling and answer, bro.
Sorry. My thing's lagging a minute.
Go on.
That creeped me out, bro. That movie smile.
My thing started lagging, but I actually agree with Hassan. I'd start Mazraoui.
Really?
No, man. Come on,
I just can't, bro. Dalot has been just that guy for like
He brings so much attacking wise to Ahmad. Like that combination is just so good. Obviously, it's good with that.
We haven't seen Dalot. I mean, we saw Dalot. He barely played right back in the past year. Like he's had to play left back for like literally forever. He's just been I don't know. It's another one of those like Ahmad Garnacho problems where it's like it's a good problem to have having 2 right backs that are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Dalot, I think it's just an incredible footballer, and Mazraoui is too. I mean, I don't think it's like there's like a wrong decision, but I think one, we know Mazraoui's injury prone, so just to keep him under wraps and make sure he's available. We know Dalot's played like a million games in a row. Like he's durable, and he can do everything on the pitch for Ten Hag. Like he's his Swiss Army knife. He's been everywhere, wide, inside, forward, defense. Like he's literally so solid. So I don't think personally Ten Hag would drop him, and I wouldn't drop him. And I think Shaw's gonna he better get eased in to the team. We saw like he came back from an injury last season and just played like 4 90s in a row. It's just gross, as Abu keeps saying, gross misconduct. But Yeah, I would keep Dalot. And I think it's one of those things too where it's like Dalot starts one game, maybe the next game midweek, Mazraoui starts, and then it's like back and forth. So they're both not getting overused.
I feel like we have a lot of games this season, so we can use both, like depending on the situation, which is the good thing about having such good two right backs. But I think with Mazraoui, like CK said, like he's an accident waiting to happen. Like he's gonna get injured for a period of time, and then I'd rather just have Dalot there. He's durable, and I think he provides a great overlapping and underlapping threat. I mean, he just has another opportunity to overlap the last.
Wait, did you say durable or adorable?
Both. He's
I thought you said adorable. I was like, what are you talking?
Pause.
I was like, that's crazy.
He's cute. He's good looking you. He's a good looking you.
No, he's a good looking guy. Good looking
He's a
guy.
good looking you. He's a good looking you.
They'll both get tested on Saturday though against Palace.
I thought you said they're both cute. I was like, what?
Yeah, me too.
You think Mazraoui's good looking? Right, what? No, against Palace we got the left wing. Is Eze invert? Does he play left wing and actually play there? Or does he play for left in the mid and drifts towards it?
They played 2 10s really. Well, it changed. Their last game they played Nketiah and Mateta up front with Eze in the 10.
Oh damn! My centre backs are going to be in for one next
They've
season.
got good attacking options.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
Wharton been playing as well?
Yeah, he's been
Yeah,
playing
Wharton's
as well.
playing. Decore is hurt, I think. Decore got hurt.
Oh no!
The Drake meme.
What? Damn, man! I wish he was fit, man.
That's going to be a real test though. Palace, their attack.
Yeah, Palace away.
Palace Park. Glasner did us last time, man.
Oh my god, that was the worst game of the season, low key.
But was Glasgow ball or Lise ball?
Yeah, that's true.
Think about it.
I don't think they've won a game this season. I think they've drawn
one today. That's it.
Oh well, you know what I mean. Premier League game.
They might win on Saturday.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Take it from the chat, bro. What do you mean?
All right, you're going for a timeout, bro. 10 seconds timeout.
What's he doing?
All right, we're back.
You learn your lesson. You learn your lesson.
Yeah, man, we're winning on Saturday.
Yeah, there we go. No, but real talk. What are we feeling on Saturday? Do we think what time's the game?
For 5.
Okay, 5:30 your time. At least we don't have the early kickoff again.
Yes.
The all eyes, is that another all eyes on me slot? Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
We've literally had the all eyes on me slot every single game. This is actually they're setting us up, bro. But are we confident? Are these results just setting us up for eventual disappointment on Saturday, or what are you guys feeling?
I'm confident because Palace have been terrible. In other words, this season they've been really bad. But Mateta is coming back. Nketiah is there. They might play a little 4-4-2. They might, just try and overload us physically. But I think our centre halves have been pretty good this season. To be fair, I think De Ligt and Martinez will be able to handle them. And if you just stop this, I think with Palace, it really is the case that if you just stop Eze, you stop the whole team because they have nothing else outside of him. Great. Going forward, but it's an away game. It's going to be tough. And I do think there will be like 20-30 minutes underneath the cosh, but I generally I think we'll ride this momentum, and I'm confident, man. I think like it'd be like a 3-1. I think it'd be 3-1 to us.
Sellers Park.
Brother, like listen, they've been terrible this season. Like I know it's gonna be like cliche. They've been terrible, then every team turns up against United.
Yeah,
like as Southampton did, and but I generally feel like they've been really bad this season, and I think
they've got Dean Henderson. He is one to prove a point as well.
Who?
Dean Henderson.
But then even so, like he had, I think he had one good game. I think it was against Wolves 2 games ago. But then I think the whole team has been pretty bad, and there's a Hendo included, and maybe last season was a purple patch underneath Glasgow. You don't know. I genuinely think we'll go out there and we'll beat them, especially with the Corey out as well. What do you guys think?
I'm confident to beat them based off their form and not because of the way we're playing, if you know what I mean. But I'm still excited. I'm still encouraged by the way we're playing. We've improved since last 2 games, so hopefully we pull something out the bag on Saturday. Imagine we just like go there, slap 4 past them and get on with it.
That's the
Or
dream.
we couldn't hold
Nice.
like 4 and be embarrassed. But
I
we'll
agree
see.
with
Is it
Abu a bit.
is it away? It's away, isn't it?
It's a way of
Yeah,
Selhurst
Selhurst
Park, yeah.
Park.
Yeah, it's tough.
I agree with Abu a bit because their fans are crazy, man. You know, going to Selhurst Park it'll rock us a bit. I think 20,
not
30
easy.
minutes we'll be under the cosh. We'll have to like ride the wave a bit. But our forwards are in good nick. But then again, I feel like this is the game where they like to eventually turn up. They've got Wharton, they've got enough attacking options. Even with Decore out, I feel like they could still hurt us. But again, our forwards have been good. I feel like we win 2-1. That's mine. So we don't get enough goals, but
I like it.
Rashford's going again. Third game in a row.
yeah. He his last goal. When was his last goal at Selhurst Park? Like, a few years ago. He used to score there quite a bit. I think.
Was it when we won 3-2? When Mati scored a winner? Did he score that game? Was that both Lukaku goals?
Lukaku 2 and then Matic 1.
Yeah. But I do remember him scoring there a few times, to be fair.
Yeah.
I remember the lockdown one where Van Aanholt broke his arm after he sent him.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Please, Rashford, please. Run it back. Take me back, man. We got hat trick would be crazy. If he scored a hat trick, we're winning the league.
How is he not scored a Premier League hat trick? I think that's sweet. Noni Madueke scored a hat trick before.
Bro, just give me. If he just scores a goal and we win, then that's all.
Do you know why he
Yeah,
hasn't
I like
scored
his
hat
baller.
trick? I've seen
That Madueke hat trick was fugazi though. Let's be honest.
that Wolves game.
They run the same
Wolves
play like
Chelsea.
3 times. It was just like
that Chelsea game where they scored. What did they win? 6-0. What was it? That
6
was against.
No, it was 5-2 when it was something like
6-2.
Yeah, that was so
yeah,
fugazi. Like I watched that game and they were just getting like so easy chances. They were all like, "Oh, we're back." But I just don't think they're that good. But obviously, United channel, keep it United.
Listen. Hey. There's some fan accounts out there. No names. Not gonna mention no names. Have actually started mentioning Rashford by his name now. You know, before they were ignoring him, now they're actually saying his name and gassing him up. So you know, that's a good sign. He's winning the people back. Slowly but surely. I just want him to go on his left foot a lot more. Like, bro, like there's a whole other side. Just go down. Like he looked like he unlocked it 2 years ago, but then he just stopped going on his left foot. Like today is, hopefully that goal, you know, unlocks him going down because he scored first time with his lefty.
He only had 30 touches today. And he got
Really?
Yeah, it was only like 32 touches or something as well.
Okay. Well,
To be fair, speaking of Chelsea, I think they signed this like left winger. He's pretty good apparently. Got assist on his first game. So
You count that as an assist?
something to look out for.
Fugazi assist.
You count that as an assist?
Fugazi assist.
Of course not.
You count that as but time out. Give him a timeout, man. I've had enough.
Of course
All right, bro.
Hey,
All right, bro.
Time him out. What's he talking about other men for? What's wrong with this? Is a United podcast, bro? Not United Views podcast. What's going on?
Is he back?
Bring him back.
It's calm, man.
You said you learned your lesson. The strike 2. If you watch
Sorry,
baseball,
man,
it's 2
sorry.
strikes, my guy.
my bad, man.
Go one more.
Well, on that note, I think we have we rounded up everything quite well. Big game on Saturday. If we win on Saturday, then I'll say we're back, because then we have a midweek game against like Ten Hag's old men 20, which we should wrap up, and then we got a big game against Spurs. But let's take it one game at a time. Let's just beat Palace on the weekend, and then we're home. Then we're back.
And if
All right.
Yeah.
And if you don't beat them, then everything's gonna come falling down.
Yeah.
Tom
Then
Hall's gonna get
everything we're
sacked
finished, and then it's over, and
We're the worst
all
team
hell
in the
will break
league.
loose. Yeah, worst team ever.
I will tweet Ten Hag out until he actually goes. If you win, I'll say he's the best manager in the league. Like, I'm a fickle fan. Hate me, you love me. I don't care.
That's my
At
dad,
least,
man.
at least he's
you embrace
honest.
it.
Yeah, at least you're honest. Okay. Anyone got anything else?
That's it, really. I just hope you're enjoying the content that's been coming. Like 2 games.
Yeah, of course.
Much more to
Support.
come.
Support is
Much
great. Always. We're leveling up. this season. This is our year, our season.
Get us to
And,
30K. We're 2.2K off.
No, this guy's begging it now.
Yeah, get us to 30K, man.
Get us to 30K. Get us to 30K.
Yeah, 30K. Let's get to 1K on YouTube too. Make sure
Yeah.
that I always forget, like and subscribe. I always forget in the intro. Just a terrible host. But yeah, if you made it this far, we appreciate you. Like, subscribe. Just helps us continue to make great content for you guys. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah.